What's going on, guys? I'm the Maha Mechanic, and today we are going to be removing and replacing this whole front bumper on this 2001 Ford Ranger. So this goes for pretty much every Ranger. Over the years, there's very little changes to the front end design from like 95 to all the way to 2011. So this will probably work for you if you have a Ranger within that range. So first I'm going to start off with removing my bull bar. I'm not going to show you because you guys probably don't have one and it doesn't matter. So, all right, so now that's out of the way, we can start removing the bumper. If we come underneath, there are a series of small bolts. You can see underneath here, up at the top there, a bunch of bolts, and they go around the perimeter. You can see there's more there. There's some that I don't believe you can really get to without removing the fog lights. That's easy enough. It's just 3 bolts. Boom, boom, boom. Fog light comes out, so go ahead and do that now. You can unplug the connector or just twist the bulb out, which is what I'm going to do for now. Because it's a little cold outside. I don't want to break anything, so I'm just going to shove that up there. And I do the same thing over here. Twist the bulb out instead of undoing the connector. So this one has a attachment to the light, and that's going to be an issue later. No longer does. That just broke, so that'll be fine. A couple bolts and get it out of our way. So you can see here, this is the upper metal piece. We have clips on the edges. Bolts here, bolts here, bolts here, that hold it to the metal piece. Not that bolt's for the top, but we'll remove that later. We just want to remove the bottom piece for now. There's like a keeper here, and then probably another bolt. Yeah. And then all of these underneath here, I believe, have to come off and whatnot. Same thing on the other side over there. So now with all your bolts removed, there should be 9 of them, 2 on the corners, on each corner, and then 5 in the middle. There are 3 clips that I showed you earlier. If you come back here, you can see them right there. There's no excuse to break these ones because you can physically see them. Grab it here and kind of pull, just like that. And the same thing on the other side. There you go. And now we're stuck on the middle. Stuck in the middle here because of the license plate frame. Attaches to the top part as well. So once you have the clips popped, you kind of pull it out and down, kind of like that. Same thing on the other side. Pull it out and down. It's got this little homing stud right here that goes into a hole in the bottom of the metal bumper. That's what's going to fight you pulling it out. So when you're pulling it out, pull it down as well, or else you're going to break that piece. We're held in by this plastic piece on our riveted bumper license plate mount, so that's great. So kind of just trying to manipulate it until you can get the pieces out. Okay, and then once you got it removed from there, just remove it the rest of the way from the toe hooks. And I still have a electrical connector here. There you go. There you go. So with the bumper off, I can better show you the mounting placement here. You have one here, here. This one didn't come off because it's special. You get 5 here, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once you get all those out, it's 4 clips, not 3 clips, sorry. 3 clips, and she pops right out. I don't know about what you're replacing it with, but we might have to reuse these clips, so don't throw them away. So yeah, let's keep going. So there are also 2 more bolts right here on either side. This is the corner, so find this bracket, work your way in. There's one here and one here. For this piece. Another 13mm bolt right above the tow hook, as you can see there. Right above the tow hook. Let's follow that up, and it's hiding up there. You want to remove that. So it turns out that you didn't really have to remove this bolt or this bolt. You could have just removed this whole piece, which you're gonna have to do anyway. Trial and error, so you guys don't have to. That just goes on the front of the frame right here, and then here's what it looks like. This piece has nubs that stick up on the bolt that you removed on the backside here that prevent you from sliding it forward. So it's just these two. Don't remove this side because these are welded to pieces of steel so they don't spin. There are nuts on the back that you're going to want to remove. And then once that comes off, this thing's ready to come off. Okay, so some mistakes were made and some lessons were learned here. Although you do have to remove these here. The bracketry goes on the backside here. So when you try to pull it forward, it doesn't let you. Just like I'm saying, you have to remove the physical piece from the frame to let it slide off, which is stupid. So removing all of the bolts that are connected to this thing is useless, essentially, besides the bottom one. But there you go. Get your bumper off, and now ready to go get it painted and back on the truck. So I had to get a new bumper, a new metal piece, just because I don't know if you guys can see that. Some crazy scaling going on there. So I got a new whole piece repainted. However, it does not come with any of these clips, the threaded clips. So we're gonna have to take those off. Lucky for me, they do come off. They're just securityed in there with these tabs that you have to bend up, and then it'll slide off. So just take a little screwdriver, bend them up, and slide them out. And then we're gonna transfer it all onto our new bumper. Now that we have all the clips on, we're gonna put on these doobobbers. Like I said before, taking it off, these prevent the bumper from sliding off, and I believe they're supposed to be always attached to the bumper or the metal piece, just to make it easier. So we will be attaching these to the bumper before we put it on the car, just so we have, something to bolt it to the car with, instead of having to hold it there in the air. So we're gonna put these on. They go like how it is on the car right now, like this, but kind of like that if you're looking at the bumper. If you're looking at the car, they face like this with this side on the outside of the car. So yeah, put these on. So putting these on, mind my shadow, there's 3 bolts. There's one here, and one here on the other side. And they are these bigger bolts. So bigger bolts go here. So now we're going to align our studs that are in those brackets with these 2 slots and nuts on the back. These are 15s, it looks like. So what I was doing there was making sure the gap is uniform all the way down and around, and then looking at the front and making sure that the ends are centered on the car as well. If you don't care, just
put it up there and send it, but I do, so that's how you align that properly. So a little oversight by me. These plates have to be mounted in between the bumper right here. If you can see right here, and that's where these 2 bolt holes go. Looks like this goes on the outside, so I can hopefully get that bolt back in, but it's gonna go there, and then up there, and then these 3 holes should align with these nuts. So I can show you, just got these little corner pieces in. If you come up here, you can see it's supposed to be sandwiched between that bolt hole there. That one goes in the clip that you put in the bumper there. And then these bolt holes should be lined up there. They're a little off center, but you can adjust the clip to make it work. You should be able to. So yeah, now we're gonna get the plastic piece and start putting that one on. Again, transferring over clips from here for the fog light, and then these clips here, or these nuts from the fog light, sorry, and these clips here to the new bumper as well. All right, now it's time to put this back on. This one's fairly simple. It's not really an order of operations. Just put it on and then push the clips in on the sides. There are pins here that go into holes in the bumper that align it. And yeah, then the rest of the bolts go in on the front. All right, so now that you have it on, I had to trim some of the corners to fit. I'll show you that. Yeah, so I trimmed some of the corners here to fit. It would contact here. It's still contacting a little bit, but then contact up here. Took a die grinder to it. Yeah, same thing up here. But if you use an aftermarket one, replace the clips. These clips suck. I took the clips off the old one and they're very, I think the old ones are steel, these ones are aluminum, something like that. Maybe they are steel, but they're pieces of crap and they're thinner. I swapped those on over to this side, and now everything slides in nicely. So now that we have all the clips in and everything, we're gonna get all the bolts, the bajillion bolts on the bottom, and tighten her down, and then we're almost there. So, there you go. If you found this video informative, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Remember, no matter your experience or your skill level, keep on improving.